Good morning and welcome to Talking Bayside Business. My name is Rebecca Matthews. I am the transformation coach and the founder of the Mind and Body Co, and I'm your host on this series. The Talking Bayside Business is a series where I get to talk to and interview and get to know some of the amazing people behind our local Bayside businesses. But more importantly, you get to know the people behind those businesses too. And today I'm really excited to introduce Beatriz Davila from RESPIRAH with me today. Welcome.
Hello, thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. Now, tell us all a little bit about RESPIRAH. What is it you do? What is it all about?
Well, RESPIRAH is a name in Spanish that means to breathe. So it's a yoga space and community for women to come together and practice not only yoga and breathing and meditation and mindfulness, but also to connect to each other, to connect to our feminine wisdom, to awaken our intuition with different self-care rituals that they are very aligned to the cycles of nature. So I work a lot with the seasons in my circles. I gather every season when we're changing seasons to do cacao ceremonies, and every moon I do moon circles, so what I call also women's circles. So I offer yoga every week, and which includes somatic movement, which is a movement that it's not about perfect poses, but more about your experience in how you feel your body and how you move with your body freely. You know, I give you little indications and directions, but the whole practice is an experience for you to embody the different energies that they are there for us to awaken to our feminine intuition. So as you can see, it's a space for women transformation and for wisdom.
I love that. It sounds like an incredible space. What inspired you to go into business?
Well, to be honest, my own personal journey. I was born in Mexico City, and as you can imagine, that it's a hectic city. And I was a very, very sensitive little girl. I grew up with a lot of stress and anxiety, and then I entered the corporate world, and I decided that I was not loving my life, and I decided that I was not loving even my body. I was not honoring my sacred vessel. You know, I was not fitting in that rushiness of the chaos of living a life without awareness. So I was so anxious that I decided to start prioritizing on my self-care. And I remember that a really good friend of mine, that she died actually from cancer, she came one day and she said, you need to start meditation. You need to do yoga. And we're talking about 2004. So back then, you know, there was very little information. There was very little yoga studios. So I look around and I check where was a good ashram. Ashram means a center of meditation. So I enter a center of meditation in Mexico City in 2004. And I had a beautiful initiation to my spiritual journey. So since then, and the first moment that honestly, that I went to my first yoga class, it was a shift in me, something that, I don't know, it was like an enlightenment moment that I said, this is my mission. I'm gonna give up everything, you know, my career. At that time, I was working for UNICEF. But then I said, I need just to share these moments of bliss that I'm feeling and experiencing in the mat with my body, with other women, because, you know, we give so much to others. And even in this modern world, we are not only, you know, I don't have kids, but, you know, I have this feminine mother energy to nurture others, and women that nurture their kids. You know, we give so much, and sometimes we don't give ourselves permission to nurture and nourish and to do some self-care for ourselves. So that's pretty much what inspired me to start my spiritual journey and my practices and my studies as a yoga teacher. And since then, I've been, you know, constantly learning and experiencing what is to be you know, in a loving body and honor my self-care.
Amazing. What do you think is it about RESPIRAH that makes your place and your community and your space there so unique and special?
Well, these days it's hard because, you know, there's a lot of yoga studios around, fitness centers, every corner, because people were awake and were looking for that connection to our body. But what I believe that makes this space really, really special is that it's not only yoga. It's a space where I teach from the heart, where I share my classes with my women, you know, from a sacred place. I channel the classes according to the energy of the group, and I have a lot of props, and I have a lot of beautiful little resources that I use, like essential oils and yoga props, and I give massage also sometimes at the end of my sessions. So it's a very, very unique and boutique yoga studio. It's a small studio, so it's only by booking. So you are never going to face overcrowd, and it's a very, very unique space where you can feel very nurtured, when you can be genuine, coming here with with nothing to judge you. So it's very, very unique and personalized approach that I offer.
It sounds wonderful. What do you think are some of the misconceptions about the yoga industry?
Well, the first misconception is that we're only a physical body, right? So of course, doing poses, which are called asanas, it has a main purpose. It's to prepare the body, to open the spine, to open the chest, to prepare the body to sit in meditation for long periods of time. So that's pretty much the basis of doing yoga asana. So the main misconception these days is that you can go to a yoga class and just fix your body, where we're not only a body, we're emotions, we're feelings, we are a spirit in a body, right? So it's definitely a beautiful practice that nowadays we have yoga everywhere. But if we only focus our practice in our body, we're missing 7 more limbs that are the integration of a whole yoga practice. So for me, and in my practices, there's not only, as I said, physical poses, it goes beyond that, right? It integrates the mind, it integrates our spiritual evolution that I call. So it's good to have yoga studios every corner, but sometimes I found very personally that a lot of people teach only monkey fitness, what I call it, right? So it's okay to do amazing poses, but yoga it goes beyond what the body can reach on a pose. So what I found in my classes, and what is happening in this beautiful space, is that women, even sometimes, they open so much to their ability to reconnect with themselves that they can sometimes cry in my classes. So it's definitely a beautiful energy for transformation. So I think that the main misconception these days is just to believe that yoga is only poses, so it's
Yeah,
so much beyond.
Absolutely. Yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from. So how long have you been open or how long have you had your business in the Bayside area?
Well, I only launched recently, the 21st of March, which it was the equinox. Yes, we gathered, and it was a beautiful cacao ceremony. We were 22 women that we were here, and it was a fabulous, special night. So I've been only in business in this space for very few months. But I've been teaching yoga for 10 years. So before I created this space, I was teaching yoga in different studios before COVID hit. But then when COVID hit, then, I couldn't keep teaching in different yoga studios. And then we have the possibility and my dream to buy a house and then build my yoga studio in my own place. So this is the garage that we adapted for being this sacred sanctuary for women transformation.
Amazing. What do you find is the most challenging thing about being a Bayside business?
I think the most challenging thing is that there's a lot of offerings out there, amazing offerings, a lot of marketing, a lot of very engaging marketing. So for you to go and have amazing experiences but for me, the most challenging thing is to connect with the right people that are ready for transformation, So but I also think that there's audiences and crowds for for every single practice. So I think that it's just a matter of, coming to experience on your own bodies and on your own selves what this business or what other businesses are offering, and then you choose, if you resonate with that or not. Yeah, if that fits on your schedule, and if that fits on your energy, what do you feel?
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you think is the most rewarding part of being a Bayside business?
Well, I just love the area. I also work at a clinic. I am a massage therapist there, and I offer massage actually here in my studio. So what I am finding in this Bayside area is that there's a very beautiful community. I feel like I have a big family around me, right? Beautiful businesses, more sustainable businesses, more holistic businesses. Women, very connected with each other, supporting each other. So I love the Bayside also because it feels more natural for me. As I grew up in a big city, I decided to go out and not being in the center of the city. So I love being next to the water, sometimes with my circles or my women. I go also to the Esplanade and we do gather there, we gather there. So I just feel that it's an amazing spot, an amazing area. And that it's just, it's just bursting in this feeling of being all interconnected and feeling very, very supporting each other.
Yeah, I love that. So how have you noticed the Bayside area has changed in the years you've been here?
Well, I've been only 5 years in Brisbane in this area. So to be honest, at the beginning, I was not very used to the area. But I think, as I mentioned, it's just growing. There's more businesses that are just more aware of what's going on in the world these days. So they are more aligned to what the people around that live in the area need, right? So I think that's very beautiful, that we are all more interconnected, if that's a good way to explain it.
Amazing. What would you love to see happen in this area over the coming years? How can we make it even better?
Yes. So I think that sharing what we do. So, having beautiful leaders like you, that we can gather in communities, that we share what we do, that we support each other, that we grow from the experiences. And it's like, for me, it's like coming back to what our ancestors used to do, like sitting in circle and sharing and gathering and maybe just even organizing picnics and share food with people, so just being more a whole, like a tribe, so because I believe that when we are connected, connecting different families, we just grow from our experiences. We just grow for each other. So we nurture each other. So I definitely, my hope is to see more openness, more sustainable business, and a more like an awakening community, to see how can we make this place better, even by collecting rubbish that we see in the parks. How can we do that much better? We are a whole community and we own this beautiful land, and it's in us to preserve it. So I think if we can come together more and share what we do, then we can create beautiful things.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. What are your hopes and dreams for your business in the next year or so?
Yes, well, for my business, I definitely want to open my schedule. So I would like to have more classes. So at the moment, I'm running few amount of classes until I see it growing. But definitely my main mission and vision is to have every 6 months what I call a fully awakened women retreat, where we can go on a getaway and in a beautiful place where we can sit for 2, 3, 4 days, to reconnect with nature. So I would love definitely to see that coming. And but not only that, I would like to offer this space for other practitioners, that they could share their knowledge and their experience and then their wisdom with the community in this space. So it's pretty much like creating a sanctuary of collective wisdom that we could all share, so that they can know that when coming to RESPIRAH is to definitely connect with amazing things that are happening around from different practitioners helping each other and holding space for each other.
Amazing. It sounds so incredible. I really hope that the community get in behind you and support this incredible space that you're creating. What's the best way for people to reach out to you and connect with you in the space?
Can you say that again? The link is, the communication is broken a little bit. I didn't hear the first part.
Yes. What's the best way for our audience to connect with you if they want to come and check out the space?
Yes, of course. Well, I have a landing page at the moment that it's called RESPIRAH with H at the end.com.au. I'm working on having a better website where you can have links to all the services that I have and my offerings. So at the moment, I'm working on that. But also you can find me on Facebook and you can find me on Instagram via my name, Beatriz Davila, and then the link is to the RESPIRAH space. And
I will link all of that stuff in the context attached to this video as well. So they'll be able to click those links and come through to you.
Oh, beautiful. So, great.
Make sure we connect with them that way. And before we wrap up, I always love to finish these interviews with, sharing your favorite space. Where do you love to go? What's your favorite local hangout?
I love to go and retreat myself in the Wynnum Bird Reserve that it's in the mangrove. Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorite spots, but also obviously the Esplanade and Wellington Point. I was there yesterday for the moon eclipse, and oh my God, it's just it's a paradise. It's definitely a blessing living in this beautiful country, in this beautiful land.
Yeah.
So those are my three spots. Very lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. And I really encourage our listeners and our watchers to reach out and connect with you. And can't wait to see what incredible things come out of that beautiful space in the coming year. So thank you again for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and look forward to seeing you all here for beautiful practices. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.